Good morning, good morning. Welcome to B to Z Podcast. Hey, Zach Batista, along with my co-host, Brandon May.
Hello, everybody.
Nice, April 1st. Nice sunny day after a rainy, cloudy weekend. And I'm ready to talk about some big topics. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, but yeah, I'm not as excited as I would normally be, but I'm all right. How you guys doing? How are you?
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah, had some therapy this morning. Talked about the good of bilateral stimulation of the mind, which is another byproduct of EMDR therapy. So anything can trigger that. If you both hands while you work, if you are a runner or a walker when you're trying to think things out, that's a form of EMDR and bilateral stimulation. Yeah. So did a little bit of that today. But today let's talk about something people may not be doing, which is holding themselves accountable.
Yeah, accountability. That's a big one in my life right now. Talking from the standpoint of the accuser, you know what I mean? Like, or the person who is the problem. And being accountable for righting your wrong. You know, if you've wronged somebody and you're sitting on it for too long, you're not holding yourself accountable. If you know you should apologize, maybe it's something small, but usually it's something big. You ruined a relationship with an old friend, and it's your fault, and you're not holding yourself accountable. That's the accountability we're talking about today. It's a little bit of humility as well. Showing humility to a situation where you need to hold yourself accountable to move forward, whether that be at work, whether that be with your close friends, your family. Accountability is huge. Yeah. How do you hold yourself accountable when you've wronged somebody?
Accountability was a huge lesson in the military. Since day one, since boot camp day one, you're accountable. You're accountable for not only for yourself, but then they start putting you in charge of other motherfuckers, and you become accountable for them as well. So even though we're from two different perspectives, you have done a very good job of holding yourself accountable every day.
Definitely. That's something that I really try and do. I don't necessarily like to be the problem in a situation. In order to get that off of my chest and that feeling away from me, I try and, untie all the knots out of the rope and just get that weight off my shoulders. I don't like to carry around that mental stress or have that feeling upon me for so many years where I'm like, dang, I did this person wrong. And I'm still thinking about it years later. And maybe the person's not even thinking about me, but because I'm the victimizer, I hold a different type of weight. And if you hold yourself accountable, then that's one of the things you can release. And, just because you hold yourself accountable, too, doesn't mean that the person is going to receive your efforts to try and make amends or apologize or whatever it is that you're trying to right. Doesn't mean that accountability goes by the wayside. It's still it's a big deal for the soul, you know what I mean, for humanity. I mean, so many things happen because people don't hold themselves accountable, whether it be, something that happens at work and somebody goes down for what it is that you did and maybe you were truly the cause of it. Getting in a car accident and just fucking calling it a buck, man. Like, that's me, my bad, and just holding yourself accountable, like, that would make the world a better place.
Was there any story that comes to mind when you were thinking about accountability?
Accountability, for me, it's mostly, my family and stuff like that, and the relationships and the things that we need to work on, you know. Um, I'm not gonna get into like a specific story just because I've never asked my family if I could speak on them like that, so I'm not going to until I ask them. But for me, as friends, as like I've gotten wronged by a lot of friends trying to be an entrepreneur, um, trying creating businesses and or even clients going to other artists and stuff like that and not holding themselves accountable for how they treated me. You know what I mean? That's a weird one too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Client accountability towards tattooing. All right, that'd be a whole nother topic. But anyways, yeah, accountability. There is no specific story for me that I want to share about it, just because, man, that's all personal. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not necessarily how I want to go. I feel like I'm like letting too much out if I do that. But please know that I'm out there, and if I've wronged you, make yourself known because I would like to hold myself accountable, and we can get through that. You know what I mean?
And anyone listening, that's pretty big. At least in my book, to put yourself out here, and we're putting ourselves on public broadcast. For you to be vulnerable, I appreciate that. Today. I'll give you that for one, and for two, letting people come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just threw the bait and the hook out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see who takes a bite out of it.
Right.
And hopefully it doesn't come across as vengeful either, or negative.
Yeah,
This
it's not
this is all positive.
This is for growth.
Clear
These
the air.
conversations are for growth. This is not to say that you were wrong or anything like that, because that's not true accountability. Accountability is washing your hands, getting that dirt off of your hands. Making sure that you wash your hands after you use the restroom, holding yourself accountable. Accountability.
So, that's simple. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a simple way of putting it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's watching you.
Right.
Make sure you're washing your hands.
Right.
Yeah.
But I challenge you guys to that. Everybody has that one person that they probably could do a little bit better with. Everybody out there listening, right your wrong, and then come back and tell me how you feel after that. It's gonna feel good, and it's not just for the feeling of good. It's for the growth of humans. It's for the growth in you, man. Like, you hold these things in you, and you're frustrated, and you feel you've been wrong, man. Let that go. We only get but a window on this earth. And existing is a pleasure, and it's something that not everybody gets to do. If you're healthy and you're not ill and you're not deformed or anything like that, man, y'all better, don't take this shit for granted. Don't take it for granted, man. Hold yourself accountable. Make this place better, Yeah, so that's my rant. Motherfuckers, you feel me?
Oh, that's a good rant.
Damn it.
Yeah, good rant. It's Monday. Mondays are good for rants. I feel like. I will tell you a situation where I had a more formal type of accountability, and that's when I went through rehab 6 years ago. And you got to hold yourself accountable. That's a big lesson for that too.
Yeah.
And you apologize. You write your letters. You get things off your chest. So coming from that perspective, I did. I was at one of the lowest levels of my life, and I held myself accountable. I'm better for it.
Right.
I'm a better man, and I know how to do it now in a professional way. Not an acting out way or but yeah. So accountability is huge.
It is huge, and I feel like the longer you wait to hold yourself accountable, the more or the heavier the weight comes, and it's just like, and then you feel like you can't do it, and that person's just gonna write you off, and you forever got an asterisk on the side of your name because you did him dirty, and it. There's a lot of ways you can hold yourself accountable too. It doesn't necessarily have to be from such a a grief stage. If you have a lot of children, hold yourself accountable and be the best dad that you could possibly be. That doesn't mean be better than the dad over there. Be the best dad that you can be. Your version of it. The authentic you.
I'm so glad you brought up variety. That was what I was on the same page on as well. I'm going to keep reiterating this. He's going to keep reiterating this. There's no set of rules to live in life. There's no set of rules to any of this. But doing something different may trigger a better part of you. This is why we did this. This is why we started this.
For these situations.
We're hoping this triggers a better part of us. If it does, it does. If it doesn't. It was a fun experiment while it lasted, but I'm enjoying it. And I think it is helping with my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no right form of therapy. There's no right form of accountability. You just got to go out there and try something, please.
Yeah. And just call that person.
Yeah.
Call that person.
Yeah.
If you fucked up, own it. Get it off your chest. Move on. It's not the end of the world. You're not going to jail. Nobody's hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stand on something. That's being a man. They tell you to be a man, put your chest out. That's being a man, holding yourself accountable.
And we talked about just conversation.
Or a woman.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's right.
We talked about that in our last episode. Making that phone call or face to face. And sometimes that is hard for some of us. I'm more of I'm going to shoot a text and try to give all my personality and feelings in this text. Mm-hmm. And I know Brandon's laughing at me, but I know he's tried to read my text and see my feelings in it. It's hard to do. Some people cannot do that. So don't be afraid of that face-to-face meeting or that phone call.
Yeah, and I prefer to call.
He's a phone caller, which freaks me out sometimes. I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong.
And it's more for the receiving of the energy. I want a temperature check. You know what I mean? Like,
I usually feel better after the phone call, anyways. Yeah, it's just that there's
I gotta get it. Like, hold up, I can't text how I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Chime in when you get a chance and go to the Instagram page and maybe write something about accountability. If you got something good to add to the equation and you feel like you could help us out in what it is that we're doing, how you hold yourself accountable, man, I'm all for it. Because we only got one opportunity out here, and this world thrives off of energy, and you want to make sure yours is positive. It's not all messed up, man. There's a whole lot of crappy people out there, like just doing shady shit. And sometimes an accountability, to define that in an accountability way, you're not defining yourself in the right way. You out there loose. You're not holding yourself accountable for being a good individual. Wake up. Brush your teeth, you know what I mean? Put on fresh clothes if you got the opportunity to do so. If you don't have the opportunity to do so, go hard. Get what it is that you want out of this, but don't carry the trauma with you. You got trauma, release it.
I feel so far we've gotten great energy in our DMs. Yeah, just one more time. That's at B2TOZ podcast. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and we really would love to hear from you. Even if you don't want us to share or shout you out, which we definitely will, by the way. Just hit us up. We like to know we're making a little bit of a difference to our listeners.
Yeah. So be accountable for tapping in. Wash that dish. Wash that dish.
Yeah.
Put it away. Pick that dirty clothes up. Those dirty clothes up and wash them. Don't just let them chill. This goes so far. It's so deep. You guys got to get motivated. I'm trying to stay motivated. I'm operating in a way where I want to be positive for you guys when you meet me. And that doesn't mean I'm being fake. I'm just choosing to be a positive individual and holding myself accountable to make sure that the world is positive. Each one, teach one. So over here rambling.
And for those of you listeners in Southern California, we are going to have some opportunities coming up where you can catch both of us together. One of them is going to be at a PTSD walk coming up in May. I'll give all the details on that. That's going to be in Fontana. And then we're also going to be doing a tattoo convention in Ontario, California, coming up in June.
Ontario, InkCon.
InkCon coming up at the end of June.
Ontario Convention Center.
Yeah, so I'm giving little seeds right now, just to get you guys thinking, and yeah, if you want to come out and hang out with us, we'd love to see you.
Oh, I wanted to do one thing, which I didn't even tell Zach this, or maybe I did, but I wanted to shout out some of the businesses that have been, coming and spending money with me. Let me go grab some business cards real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
So I know one of them specifically he's going to shout out, and that's my neighbor. My neighbor just came in and got his logo tattooed on his forearm. Awesome human. That's Bill Rosenthal with badass Billy's beef jerky. And yeah, I know that's one of the cards he went up to get. But I'll let him list those off for you.
All right. So the first one we'll start off is with Badass Billy's Beef Jerky out of Ontario, California. This guy's a really good guy. You should just buy jerky from him because of how cool he is. But it does taste good as well. I tried it. We went through all kind of flavors. He just got a tattoo of his logo, his business logo on there. He's absolutely solid. He ended up being like really good friends with one of my mentors that apprenticed me. So that was really cool too. The next one is Rachel York. Rachel York, physical therapy and wellness. She's out of Riverside, guys. She's super dope. She's operating at a tournament house right now. And if you just had a baby or you just went through an injury or anything like that, please go hit her up. I know she specializes in all different types of things. I asked these companies if I could shout them out. I'm not being paid for this, you feel me? So this is all love. So please go give them a follow.
These people mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to promote them as much as I can.
All right. And there's another one. It's Orange Grove Detail. This is Eric, man. He's off of Adams, 2900 Adams. Okay, so you guys go check him out. He does car detail. He does a really good job. If you want your car cleaned up, looking brand new, he can handle that for you. He just started his business off, so let's go bless him with some money, and go support local business. And the last one is AA Designs. This is my boy Andrew. He's a graphic designer. He's graduated from Cal Baptist real soon here. He's done some logos and seals and certificates that for my brother's books. And we're working on some motorsports designs right now. He's also done some stuff for my business personally, and he's really good. Check him out, AA Designs. His name's Andrew. So yeah, I just wanted to shout those companies out, and obviously you guys need to come get tattoos by me, D-Ma Ink Studios, man.
We're holding you accountable.
Yeah.
If you wanted to know, I have it's roundup time.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, let's round it out.
I got 2 quotes again. Is that you liking that? You like it too?
Yeah,
I like 2 quotes.
Yeah.
It gives us a little flexibility to bounce stuff off of. Okay. First one, I got some good leaders saying these quotes. First one was Mahatma Gandhi. He said, "It is wrong and immoral to seek to escape the consequences of one's acts." Goes right along with what we're saying today, right?
Yeah. Gandhi don't lie.
He don't fuck around. Yeah.
So, come on, guys. You shouldn't just be hearing this the first time today. You guys know, we all know how we should be acting and how we need to hold each other accountable. So, when he said that.
I know I don't have a date, but yeah, that was a good one. So the second quote I have is from he's one of the fathers of our country of the United States, Thomas Paine. He was a great author, and he even goes a little further. He goes, a body of men holding themselves accountable to nobody ought not to be trusted by anybody. Dangerous.
That
Dangerous.
sounds like
Yeah.
that sounds like a man who's been through some things
Yeah.
or done some things and learned from his mistakes. One or the other. Like, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. Got some good ones today. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and like, subscribe at B2Z Podcast.